We are from, just like an introduction, we are from Basilisk College of Engineering and Technology. We are pursuing BTech in Electronics and Communication. And me, myself, I'm Abdant.
And me, Naveen.
So what prompted us for this idea? This is basically this automatic vehicle control using visible light communication.
It's an initiative to improve road safety.
It's basically what we thought was basically kind of simple. Hearing a quote from Albert Einstein, concern for himself and man should be the greatest priority for all technical endeavors. That is the motto that we took into our hearts, and that prompted us for this initiative. But then again, when we thought like the safety should be the topmost priority, there are lots of variables to consider. For example, safety can be at roads, safety can be at your household. There are lots of many factors should be considered. So we thought that when we analyzed, road safety causes most of the stake for lives. So
around 77.5% of the accidents occur in the road due to the fault of the driver itself.
So when we conducted a literature survey, this was a statistics that we got. Around most of the accidents happen during night time. Plus, of course, there are a lot of many factors again to consider when we have talking about road safety. As such, road safety won't be, when we consider road safety as the topic, it's a broad sense. There are many possible variables to consider, like for example, pedestrians, many types of vehicles. So it's not a minor issue. So we thought that when we should analyze what is the major cause for road accidents, and then we should try to mitigate that. So when we thought that, we analyzed first of all, and this was the major cause for it.
So in the rest of the world, we can see that the yellow light means go safe and the red light means stop. But considering India, the yellow light means go fast and red light means check if there is no police or cameras over there, we can go fast.
It means basically when we do an analysis, humans have Indians have the most tendency to do these traffic violations. So we thought that there is no other way to say to them that you should not violate this. That's human psychology. We cannot do anything about that. So what we tried to make was that we should enforce traffic laws so that they should obey the traffic rules.
So basic problem we see on the roads at the night is that due to the high beams, so we cannot see anything on the road from the opposite side, then cause many accidents.
Accidents are happening because at night, due to these high bright lights, accidents happen because there are many factors too. But then again, most of the accidents happen due to this factor alone. So what is our product? We have two kinds of things. One is two kinds of communication. One is vehicle-to-vehicle communication, just for the dimming of the light, headlight.
So the vehicle-to-vehicle communication means that if the headlight is too bright, then it automatically sends a message to the next car that the headlight is bright, and when the next car receives it, it automatically dims or regulates the headlamp. So
basically, if a vehicle is having a high bright light, then it means that we are sending. We are checking the condition that if it is bright or not. Then if it is bright, then just regulate it. That's all.
So the next way of communication is that the traffic signal to vehicle communication.
It's basically quite simple. There are of course two kinds of traffic signal which we are concerned about. One is red and the other is yellow. Red means stop and yellow means slow down. So what we do is when we receive the signal from the traffic light, we are comparing it whether it is red or yellow. Then if it is red, it means we should stop, and if the driver is not stopping, we should send the registration number. And if it is yellow, then it means we should slow down. What our product does is basically actually enforcing slowing down.
So it's not the color that is depending on it, it's the data that is being transmitted through that color that depends. So if it is red in color or yellow in color, it's the data that
matters. So yellow means we should regulate the speed, and it's not just yellow that we are sending, the traffic light is sending. It is kind of a coded data. The coded data contains, of course, what the information is. That is, if it is accident prone area, then that yellow light would be sending data which is like around 15 km/h. That is just the speed limit that we are sending.
So So what our product includes is that it needs the vehicles, today the vehicles have LED headlamps. So the LED headlamp can be turned on and off at a higher rate, so that can be used as a transmitter.
That is the basic advantage of using LED. One is that it is having low cost, and of course most of the modern cars use LED as their headlamps, and of course the major advantage is that LEDs can be turned on and off like at a fast rate, maybe around kilohertz or gigahertz range.
The second one is that we need a photo detector for each and every car as well as for the traffic post.
That is like if you are transmitting data, for example from the car, the traffic system should of course recognize that we are sending a data. So it means that the light should be received there. So it means we should have a photo detector, that is a light detector.
So the advantages of using that photo detector means it will take only the subtle changes in the amplitude levels, so that if the sunlight and other lights don't cause any problem.
All we do is that just make a filter out of it. That means whatever ambient light is there, we just filter it out and just take the data just from the sources only.
So next we need a processing device. For a traffic signal, we already have a processing device in it. We just need to change a little bit to that to make that transmitter.
What we do is basically if in a traffic light, or we are just including two other modules, like one in the traffic system and the other in all the vehicles. What basically it does is that in the traffic light,
traffic light, we will just include a circuit so as to modulate the light to transmit the data. And in the car, we have a receiver which can be connected to the car's internal OBD port, so that when it receives the data, it automatically regulates the speed of the car and other things.
And other functions too. Basic advantages of our product.
So the basic advantage of product is to ensure the safety while driving, and it shall have a huge impact on our markets.
First of all, then again, when we get on to the advantages of it, we are not just implementing one thing or just serving one purpose, but then again we are serving kind of 3 or more purposes. And then again, since we are using a controlled area network, or basically a network of systems or an embedded system, we can add on more things, like for example, if the driver is becoming drowsy or whether he's under alcohol, all it is needed is basically just include more sensors and all those things.
And we also use the visible light for the communication medium, and thus it has a higher bandwidth than the radio frequencies, thus limiting the use of radio frequency.
And such. And of course, then again, since we are not basically tampering upon any other things, they are just basically including what is already there. For example, like if the LED headlamp is already there, so we are just modulating whatever we are trying to accomplish.
And we also have all the traffic posts over there. We just need to modulate that light to send the data.
What we are trying to do is that even if a single company, it is not possible for a single company to incorporate all these things. For example, our product needs to be implemented in all cars or all vehicles as such, and of course all traffic signals. So a company alone can't do all these things. We should have the initiative of the government, plus of course automobile industries to implement this product.
So you did talk about partnerships, which are very crucial for implementing your initiative. Could you please tell us about the partnerships you have already worked on?
We have already taken up an initiative with the Raksha SafeNet, which is a startup in a Technopark, and of course we need tremendous support from the government to implement this, as our modules basically are highlighting it, implementing at traffic lights. So basically we need massive support from the government too. So in future maybe we will collaborate with Raksha SafeNet, and of course we are planning to further innovate on this and put this to the market as such.
ഇപ്പോൾ കണ്ടുവരുന്നത് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഒത്തിരി കോസ്റ്റ്ലി ആയിട്ടുള്ള വെഹിക്കിൾസിന് മാത്രമേ ഈ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ LED യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ ബാക്കി വെഹിക്കിൾസിലോട്ട് ഇത് എത്തിക്കാൻ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഓപ്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടോ?
അതാണ് ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞത് തന്നെ, വി നീഡ് സപ്പോർട്ട് ഓഫ് ദിസ് ഓട്ടോമൊബൈൽ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രീസ് ടു. ഇൻകാൻഡസൻ ലാമ്പിൻ്റെ ബേസിക് ഫോൾട്ട് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ അതിന് ഫാസ്റ്റ് സ്വിച്ചിങ് ഇല്ല. അപ്പം ഡേറ്റ 1010 നമുക്ക് പെട്ടെന്നുള്ള ക്യുക്ക് സെക്ഷനിൽ നമുക്ക് അയക്കാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. അപ്പം LED ഹെഡ്ലാമ്പ്സ് തന്നെയാണ് ആവശ്യം. ഇപ്പം വരുന്നതെല്ലാം മോഡേൺ കോസ്റ്റ്ലി കാറിന് മാത്രമേ LED ഹെഡ്ലാമ്പ്സ് വരുന്നുള്ളൂ. അപ്പോൾ then again ആ LED ഹെഡ്ലാമ്പ്സ് ഇൻകണ്ടൻസെന്റ് ബൾബ് മാറ്റി ഒരു LED ഹെഡ്ലാമ്പ് ആകാൻ ഐ ഡോണ്ട് തിങ്ക് ദർ വിൽ ബി മച്ച് കോസ്റ്റ്, റൈറ്റ്?
ഈ ബൾബ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന കുഴപ്പമെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അത് ഹയർ പവർ കൺസ്യൂം ചെയ്യും. നമ്മൾ LED യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിൻ്റെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ പവർ കൺസംഷൻ ഭയങ്കര കുറയ്ക്കുകയും ചെയ്യും. സോ ബാറ്ററി ലൈഫ്.
So as answer to the question, basically we need of course support from the automobile industries too. So basically common people like you and me shall benefit humongously out of this. That is basically all about us, and we'd like to end with this motto, that is basically safety doesn't happen by accident. This is an old saying, and of course to promote wellness is our basically